Transitivity. Transitivity is a system to analyze clauses representation. This will talk about how speakers represent the world by exploring experiential meaning. So, what is transitivity system, then? Before coming to the term of transitivity, let's have a look at what we know about grammar. Halliday sees grammar as the theory of experience, which means that we can experience, perceive, interpret, and reconstruct our world of experience with the help of grammar, as part of language. Grammar, here, is a resource for making meanings, or what we call a semogenesis, meaning that every single communicative act is aimed to generate meanings. We also see grammar and meanings are the systems of choice, meaning that our worldview is grammaticalized in certain fashion. Clause is the highest grammatical unit. Clause is the vehicle of meanings, which means that the gate of every single analysis of any kinds of text must start from the clause. Therefore, we have these terms in systemic functional grammar. They are clauses representation, clauses exchange, and clauses message. One last crucial reminder again, that a clause is a grammatical combination between a subject and a verb. In terms of dependency, there are two types of clauses in English. They are independent and dependent clause, adjective clause, adverbial clause. Pay attention also to finite and dependent, main versus subclause. In terms of syntactical arrangement, a clause is categorized into non-finite clause. Before we learn about transitivity, things you must probably understand well include parts of speech, types of verbs, types of sentences, types of clauses, and finiteness. Transitivity is the grammatical resource for additional functions, experiential and logical, or it is seen as the resources for construing human experience of the world around us, meaning and insight. It represents language as action. We turn experience into meanings. The system is to do with the content that is expressed in language, all the doing, sensing, being, saying activities that happen in the world. Transitivity refers to the type of process which determines how the participants are labeled. The doer of a physical process such as kicking is given a different label from the doer of a mental process such as wishing. Transitivity system construes the world of experience into manageable set of process types. It discriminates 6 different types of processes in English. They are material, mental, verbal, relational, behavioral, and existential. Transitivity also deals with the study of what people are depicted as doing, and refers broadly to who does what to whom and how. Representing experience. We can look at clause is in relation to how we use language to represent our knowledge of the world and make sense of our experiences. This experiential meanings are concerned with how we name and describe what is going on. This talks about event, activities, behaviors or states of being. This what is going on is called as processes. This experiential meaning is also concerned with who or what is involved. They talk about people, places, things, concepts, etc. They are termed as participants. This deals with what we call as the circumstances surrounding these events, in which they describe where, when, how and with what. The term is called as circumstances. Every clause is about something, and it is the verb group that tell us what is going on. It names the events, activities, behaviors, or states of being that are central to the clause. This is the example of a text consisting some clauses. We will see how they represent experience. The verb groups are highlighted. And you can see, they tell us not only about what the writer has done, but what she has seen, and how she felt about some of her experiences.
Dear Mum and Dad, we arrived in Bali on Sunday, and are staying in a hotel next to the marina. It has a great pool and lovely tropical gardens. Yesterday, we snorkeled near the outer reef. Diane took photos of the fish with his underwater camera. Tropical fish are amazing. Some are rainbow-colored and others have fluorescent stripes. Then Diane noticed 2 reef sharks near the pontoon and called the instructor. She said that they were harmless, but I still felt scared. I loathe sharks. Love, Tanya.
3 aspects of meaning in transitivity system. They talk about who does what to whom and how. Participants. They talk about who or what is taking part, nominal groups, and people, places, things, concepts, etc. Processes. They represent what is going on, verb groups, and processes, activities, behaviors, or states of being. Circumstances. They represent the details or circumstances surrounding these events, adverbials, adverbs, prep, phrases, and where, when, how, with what, etc. In sum, process becomes the essential element in analyzing a clause using transitivity system. For examples, the shop's closes at 5. In this case, the shop represent the participant, closes represent the process, and, at 5, represent the circumstance. The shop's closing time is 6. The sun is setting. The sun is on the horizon. The sunset is blind and me. Is setting, is blinding, are the processes. Meanwhile, the closing time, the sunset are representing the participant, and the rest are called as circumstances. Clausal configuration in transitivity. Number 1 is the participants. They are the resources for sorting out animate or inanimate being taking part in an event. They may be people, things, or abstract concepts. The label name will depend on its process. Participants answer the who or what is taking part in the clause. They both the doer of the process as well as the done test who are at the receiving end of action. This includes both the doer of the process, as well as the done test who are at the receiving end of action. The second element of transitivity is called processes. A process is realized in the grammar by a verb group, which is either one word, belonging to the class verb, or a group of words with the class verb word as the head of the group. Processes in English are expressions of happening, doing, being, saying and thinking. For examples, this of the verbal group with jump as head. Jump, will jump, can jump, or to jump, might be about to jump. Process types are the resource for sorting out our experience of all kinds of events into a smaller number of types. Process types is what we know in traditional grammar as verb. In general, they are divided into two big categories. They are non-relational processes, or what we call as processes of doing, and relational processes, or what we know as processes of being and having. Non-relational processes consist of material, happening, doing / event / action, mental, perception, cognition, and affection, behavioral and verbal processes. Meanwhile, relational processes consist of relational, attributive and identifying, existential and meteorological processes. Process types and nuclear participants. The participants of material process are actor, goal or range. Mental process has sensor and phenomenons its participants. Behavioral has the participants called behavior and range. Verbal process has sender, receiver or recipient, as well as range and verbiage as participants. Relational attribute has carrier and attribute as its participants. And identifying process has token and value as its participants. And the participant for existential process is called existent. The other element of transitivity system is called circumstances. They are the resources for sorting out space, time, manner, such as location, extent, cause, manner, accompaniment, role, angle, and matter. They answer such questions as when, where, why, how many, as what, with what, etc. They are realized by adverbial groups, prepositional phrases, and even by nominal groups. You can see the examples of questions answered by different circumstances in the table.